But we have the Welling Town chairman, Kevin Oakes. We'll come on to this game later on, but very briefly, it was a 2-0 victory at home to Snodland today, which sees the Boots extend their lead at the top of the table. Kevin, we'll start with the first team. We're doing a monthly roundup, so we are talking about September. How do you feel it's been for the first team in September?
Yeah, brilliant. Still unbeaten. There's been a few scares along the way, obviously. I think if you watch the highlights, you probably have seen a lot of goals, a lot of good football, and a lot of red cards as well, which we would question a few little bits and pieces in there. But ultimately, we're top of the table and we're unbeaten, which is really pleasing.
Is that where you would hope to have been after 2 months, or is it even surpassing what you thought you could achieve in this league?
No, we don't take anything for granted. We know we've got a good side and a good squad as well. There's a lot of players that maybe aren't getting as many minutes as they should, are very, very capable footballers. We don't take anything for granted at all, but they're delivering. Management, players, all been superb, and long may that continue. And if other people along the way drop points, then good for us. But we can't worry about what other people are doing. We just look after ourselves, make sure we're doing the best that we possibly can, and it's obviously working at the moment.
Ryan Golding served his first game today.
Yep.
We've got 2 other players going to serve 3 game bans. Are you, as Dimo or Mike, come to you and talked about bringing in a player or 2?
I think they're always looking for 1 or 2.
Do you need to bring one in this situation, Kevin?
Well, I'm sure every manager in football always wants 1 more player. Yeah, we've spoken about a couple of people without naming any names. I think the players that are suspended at the moment, 1 or 2 of them can feel hard done by, but we'll respect those decisions.
We're not appealing any of those decisions?
I don't know. I think you could argue some of them either way, and I think if you are going to appeal, it costs money, and I think you need to be 100% certain you're going to win, otherwise it's a waste of time, and you run the risk of that suspension getting extended, and we certainly don't want that. But we've got enough quality in the group overall that as much as missing good players is disappointing, there are plenty of people that can step in the reserves, the under-23s and players that are on the bench that are chomping at the bit, ready for their opportunity, and when you get that opportunity, grab it with both hands.
We'll bring in Erith Belvedere now because they come into play, because we've got them next. Going to be probably our hardest game of the season.
Yeah.
They've also lost today in the Kent Senior Trophy.
So I gather.
And we have the winners, St Peters from Jersey. So away. So are we definitely away, or is that something that needs to be discussed and sorted out, Kevin?
I don't really know how it works, to be honest with you. I mean, given how long the club's been going, I'm not too sure. Playing a game where you need to get on an aeroplane.
You looking forward to that, if that's the case?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we can make that happen, it's almost at the point of you want to win the game, but who cares? What an opportunity to take the boys away, reward them for everything they've done so far, and have a good weekend away. And I think this season we'd like to have a cup run, of course, and more important than that though is trying to get out of this division. And if we need to have a little bit of a jolly up in Jersey to reward the boys for their hard work, make them feel special, and continue the good run in the league, then we'll try and do that. Yeah.
Well, so the first team in a great position come the end of September.
Yeah.
The reserves. There's been a little bit of change, I understand, in the last few weeks. I know that Phillips was a manager, but from what I understand now, Tristan's moved up from the under-23. So can you tell us what's going on there, and is that going to stay the case?
Yeah, we've made some changes, and we'll stand by that. I'd like to thank Phillips for his hard work and the guys that he brought in to work around him. Fish, Eddie, even had a physio for a reserve side, which is a statement of intent. They're all good people. I've got a lot of respect and a lot of time for all of them. I'd like that to stay amicable, and we wish them well.
Are we retaining any of the players, or?
Yeah, there's a few that have stayed. I think their mentality was, we want to try and win that league, Division 3 West, which there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, with what we're trying to do with the first team, having a reserve side that will complement that first team is very, very important. And having a collection of players in the reserve side that are maybe this sounds harsh, but I can't think of a better way of wording it on the spot, but maybe having a a collection of reserve team players that are only interested in the reserves and only interested in how that reserve team gets on is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not right for what we're trying to do. If the first team continues the progression that we've had over the last year or two, the reserve team will naturally follow in their place. The way the pyramid works is that the gap between first team and reserve team, you can apply to the FA to progress, even if you finish bottom of the league. So it's not about winning, it's about player development. I think that's far more important. And if you look at a club like Phoenix, who we played not too long ago, and they're obviously local to where we are, they've got beat almost every game this season, but they've tried to play football the right way. Their squad is full of 17, 18-year-old boys that are going to progress to the first team. That is what we need to make this club sustainable. So whilst there's nothing wrong with what they were trying to do, it's not the right fit for us. And I think they've got jobs lined up other clubs. They go with our blessing. Any player that wants to leave is welcome to leave. We've got no problem with that at all. We would never hold anybody back, manager, coach, player.
We're not releasing any players, Kevin, is that correct? Any
No.
players that go will be requesting to go?
Yeah, we'd put a good word in for all of them. You know, I wouldn't like anybody to be bad-mouthing us or holding us back. I wouldn't dream of doing that to anybody else. And those people have helped us get to where we are now. But I think the bigger project has maybe moved on a little bit. But
so Tristan comes in. Has he brought players from the under-23s up with him?
Yeah, I mean, by sheer coincidence, you know, Tristan's approach has been fantastic. He's buying into what we're trying to do as a club. He has sacrificed his team for the long-term benefit of the club, which I think he should be, you know, given a massive pat on the back for. And most of the players that he's got involved in his team are 17, 18, 19 young, hungry players that want to progress. We'd like to support those kind of people. And
first game, I believe, where he put a team together in a matter of hours, they've gone to a side that haven't lost a game all season and thumped them. Is that right? 5-3 or?
Yeah, I wouldn't say thump. One of our former Sunday players was the manager of the team that was involved in that 5-3 defeat, and there was a little bit of controversy along the way. But he's gone into a game with a squad that is literally thrown together, no kit, never met half of the people involved, and he's got a result. I think they've had a disappointing cup defeat today. And whilst obviously everybody involved in sport wants to win, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Anybody that's in that reserve team should be looking at the first team saying, I want a piece of that.
So Tristan is now our reserve team manager.
Yep.
Where does that leave the under-23s that Tristan's now having to leave to take over the reserves?
We've got a guy called Michael Parper who's come in. He's been working with Tristan for 3 or 4 months. He was involved over the summer when we were doing the youth trials. He got in contact with the club, said he wanted to come down and get involved with coaching, doing his FA2 badge and wants to progress to his UEFA B badge. We're going to support him to do that. He's taken over the under-23s. I think the players in that squad look up to him. He's got a good coaching background. And the whole ethos of the club is supporting people that are ambitious and want to progress. And if that's your attitude, if that's what you want to do, then I'll be very happy to speak with you and give you an opportunity.
We've got 2 Sunday teams, is that right, Kevin?
Correct.
We've got a team that are playing in Division 1, and we've got your team as well. But we talk about the team that's playing at the higher level. How are they doing?
No, we'll talk about my team first.
There you go.
Yeah, they're most important.
It's all about you, isn't it, Kev? So we'll talk about the team that you manage first, and Kev, on a Sunday.
Yeah. Well, look, my team are the original team that this club was founded on, and there are still 3 or 4 there after 4 and a bit years who somehow managed to continue putting up with me, and I'm very grateful for that.
We videoed a game of theirs this month as well?
Yeah, we did. Thank you for coming down and watching our worst performance of the season, Tom. It's much appreciated. But we've played 3 in the league. We've won all 3. We've missed an absolute hatful of chances in all 3, and we're currently top of the table. Whilst it's Sunday League football, yeah, if you look at a league table and you're top of it, that's good news.
So am I banned from filming again, or are you going to get me down and film there again soon at the top?
Well, we made a cup final last year, so if we make one again, we might invite you back. Yeah.
We'll talk about the other Sunday team that I haven't filmed yet, but I'm sure I will be. Because your aim is to get me to go and film at least one at the team.
Everyone at the club.
Occasionally, yeah.
Everyone at the club is going to get the treatment. Yeah.
So we're going to get filmed at some stage.
The higher Sunday team playing the Premier Division of the Woolwich League, they won it last year. They won the Charity Shield equivalent start of the season, and they've got a few games in hand, but they played 2 league games, won both of them. Blaine, who's the first team coach on the Saturday, helps run that team with Aaron Baxter, who's the original Saturday manager before Dimo and Mike got involved. And
so do you expect them to win the league, Kevin?
they expect to win the league.
And can they go any higher than that, or is it keep?
No, that's it. I mean, that's the top. You know, unless you want to get a minibus and drive deep down into Kent, that's the top level of Sunday football that you can play. And it's a good level. I said to you the other week that there are players that play for our first team on a Saturday that play in that Sunday side. There's one boy that plays for Phoenix in the Ryman League, or Bostik, or whatever it's called now, who plays at that level on a Sunday, and it's a surprisingly good level of football. And full of players that just love football. They play Saturday, they play Sunday, they play midweek, they're training Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Again, they're the people that we want in and around the club.
And we also started our youth section this year.
Yep.
So can you tell us how that's been going, and the kind of people you brought in there to run those teams?
Yeah, the under-14s had a sort of up and down pre-season. They played a lot of teams in higher divisions, which I think is to their credit. They're trying to test themselves. They're a new side. So they've thrown a lot of players together, but it's run by Steve and Craig, who are thoroughly professional in everything that they do. They put a lot of pressure on me, but in a good way, because they want the best for their team. Steve's a former Ryman League referee, so he's used to doing things by the book. And I think they lost their first league game, although they were easily the better side. I witnessed a little bit of that, and they're obviously playing tomorrow morning. And then the under-11s is run by Dan Bazant, who used to play for us in our first season on a Saturday. Used to play for our Sunday team as well. His boys have played Man City, Liverpool, academies over the summer in tournaments, and beaten one of them, I forget which. They're in the top division for the under-11s, and I mean, my boys similar age, 9, 10 years old, and the football they play for the age they are is ridiculous. And yeah, there's a couple in there. The problem he's got is that he's losing players to professional clubs, even though they're 9 or 10 years old, which I think is crazy. But they're a very, very strong side, and I think they're going to have a good season.
I understand that we've probably got a new vice chairman being born this week as well. So we need to mention your partner Louise, who comes to all the games when she can, and the work she does at the club. And what kind of week you've had since Wednesday, Kevin?
Well, I don't think I ever look good on camera, but probably looking worse than usual. Yeah, it's been. I don't know, my life seems to be quite eventful from the day the club started, but Louise, we've been together 6 years now, and I don't know how she puts up with me. It's a good job she likes football, let's put it that way, but
she supports Man United, doesn't she, as well? So
yeah, I mean, that will always be questionable, but yeah, I mean, we haven't named the baby yet. He's 48 hours old. We haven't named him yet, because she's insistent on Alexander being one of the middle names after Alex Ferguson, and I'm not sure I can put up with that. But yeah, even 2 weeks ago, you know, heavily pregnant, washing the kit on a Saturday night so that the Sunday team can wear it, coming with me to meetings and first aid courses and AGMs, and filling up paperwork, updating the club website, making awkward phone calls to referees and stuff like that. Nobody at any level of football is in it because of the paperwork and the dirty kit. And yeah, she deserves a lot of credit. And
definitely not Alexander, don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll wait and see what happens when I get home. But I think I'm winning the baby naming battle overall, and we'll have a decision by tomorrow.
What kind of weight, Kevin? I mean, there's pictures on social networking and stuff like that. So, is he a big boy?
Yeah, he's built like me. Yeah, a bit chubby, big cheeks. Yeah.
Likes his dinner.
Bad attitude. Yeah, sleeps a lot, which is good.
So the Kevin Oates line of world domination is continuing then?
Well, my mum's already knitted him a Well-in-Town cardigan, and he's hoping to make his debut as a supporter next Saturday at Erith and Belvedere.
Well, on that good news, Kevin, we'll leave it there, and thanks for talking to us, and we'll catch up with you again.
Pleasure, mate. Thanks a lot. Ta.